You think the worst part of not sleeping is being tired the next day. You're wrong. Every single night you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, checking your phone, waking up at 3 a.m. for no reason, your liver is doing something that you can't feel and can't see. And by the time you do feel it, most of the damage is already done. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what poor sleep is doing to your liver after 50. Not in medical jargon, not in terms you need a degree to understand, plain, simple, and real. And I promise you, by the end of this, you will never look at a bad night's sleep the same way again. But here's the part most people completely miss. Your liver has its own clock, an actual biological clock running inside that organ right now. And when your sleep is off, that clock breaks. Here's something that genuinely shocked researchers when they first discovered it. Nearly 40% of your liver's genes operate on a 24-hour rhythm. Think about that. Almost half of everything your liver does, processing fat, managing sugar, filtering toxins, is timed, scheduled, like clockwork. And when you don't sleep, that schedule collapses. So what actually happens when the liver loses its rhythm? You think the worst? Let's start with the thing that's probably already happening to millions of Americans over 50, and they have absolutely no idea. It's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. That means non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the name is exactly what it sounds like, fat. Building up inside your liver, no alcohol required. Research shows that people who sleep 5 hours or less per night have up to a 46% higher risk of developing this condition compared to people who get a full night's rest. Not 5%, not 10%, but 46%. And here's what makes it worse. Losing just 1 hour of sleep consistently over time raises that risk by 24%. 1 hour. The difference between 7 hours and 6 hours. That's it. Now, fatty liver alone? Uncomfortable. Serious, but manageable. But what comes next on that road is where it gets truly frightening. When fatty liver goes untreated, when the bad sleep continues, the liver starts to scar. That scarring has a name, cirrhosis. And research found that people with poor sleep patterns have nearly double the risk of developing liver cirrhosis compared to good sleepers. Double. But here's where the numbers get almost unbelievable. If you have poor sleep and a family history of liver problems, your cirrhosis risk doesn't double. It multiplies by 3.16 times. 3 times. Because of sleep. And I want you to sit with that image for a second, because cirrhosis doesn't feel like anything until it does. No pain, no warning, no obvious signs. Just years of quiet damage building silently, but I haven't told you the part that hit me hardest when I read the research. Because fatty liver and cirrhosis, those are steps on a road. And that road has a destination that nobody wants to talk about. A study of over 350,000 people, most of them in their 60s, found that unhealthy sleep patterns were linked to a 46% higher risk of liver cancer. Not liver disease, liver cancer. And the average age of the people in that study, 62. That's not old, that's your neighbor, your sister, maybe you. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, I'll just catch up on sleep this weekend. Sleep in Saturday. Sleep in Sunday. Reset. I thought that too. But a 2025 study, conducted right here in the United States, just crushed that idea completely. Weekend catch-up sleep does not reverse the fat already building in your liver. Not even close. The damage from the week doesn't wait for Saturday. It just keeps going. Here's the mechanism. And this part is important. When you don't sleep, your cortisol, your stress hormone, doesn't follow its normal pattern. It spikes when it shouldn't. It stays high when it should drop. And cortisol talks directly to your liver. It tells your liver to pump out more glucose, more fat, to resist insulin. Your liver isn't making bad decisions on its own. It's following orders from a stress system that never got to rest. That's the cycle. No sleep to cortisol spikes to insulin resistance to fat builds in your liver. Night after night, year after year. After 50, your body recovers from that cycle slower than it ever has before. Here's what I want you to take from this. Your liver is not dramatic. It doesn't complain. It doesn't send you pain signals early. It just works, or slowly, quietly, stops working. And the one thing it needs more than any supplement, more than any diet, more than any morning routine you've ever tried is sleep. Real sleep, consistent sleep. Night after night. Not because it's relaxing, because while you're asleep, your liver is doing the most important work of your life. Cleaning your blood, balancing your metabolism, protecting you. And every night you steal from your sleep, you're stealing from the one organ that can't ask you to stop. If this opened your eyes, and I genuinely hope it did, hit that like button. It tells us this kind of real health information matters to you. Subscribe if you want to protect your body for the next 20, 30 years, not just survive them. And drop in the comments, how many hours are you actually sleeping every night? Be honest, nobody's judging. Because I have a feeling a lot of you are going to type a number that surprises even yourself. Because in our next video, we're going to talk about something your liver desperately needs. That most Americans over 50 are unknowingly starving. It's not a medication, it's not expensive, and your doctor probably hasn't mentioned it once. That one's coming up. Don't miss it.